Hello everyone, it is Pal Ponder on Weather coming at you with another video. In this update, we're going to talk about and kind of fine tune some of the record cold temperatures that's going to be impacting much of the United States next week, and especially for the deep south. So before we do get started, I do ask you, if you do like weather related content, please subscribe to my channel, as I will upload about 5 videos a week to keep you updated. All right, so let's get started. So we're going to start with the overall pattern for next week, and we've got a massive 1044 Arctic high pressure diving down into the central part of the United States, all the way down to the deep south. This is pretty incredible for this time of year. If you actually recall, this is kind of a deja vu event. If you recall, last year in 2018, around this time frame, the 13th and 14th, we had a massive high pressure, low pressure, dive down in the central part of the United States and brought record cold temperatures all the way down to the deep south. 24 degrees in San Antonio, 25 in Dallas Fort Worth, and this cold front is actually going to even break that. All right, so because all this, and you can see the snow flying potentially all the way down into the Dallas Fort Worth area. That would be a rare event if that actually occurs. It's only happened 7 times out of the last 120 years. But if you were with me yesterday on my updated snowfall map for the next 7 days, I included at least a dusting. So it will be close, but it just goes to show you this massive Arctic front that's coming in next week. And if you extend it out another day, it'll actually dig down even further, but then swing up to the northeast. And that's where I think that snow will break out for much of the northeast, and give you those 6, 8, 10-inch snowfall totals. All right. But right now in this video, I just wanted to concentrate more on the record cold temperatures. And this kind of gives you an overall picture of this record cold that's coming in. And I mean, massive teens and 20s for a good chunk, 60, 70% of the United States, with Montana, all the Dakota states, Minnesota, these are high. these are low temperatures. I mean, this for this time of year, that's pretty incredible, especially for the deep south. So we're actually going to concentrate more on the south, because these are record breaking cold temperatures. Low temperatures in Oklahoma in the teens, Arkansas in the 20s, Louisiana and Alabama into the 30s. And if we actually zoom into Texas, it'll show the anomalies that are pretty incredible for next Monday. Monday on coming up, 30, almost 40 degrees below normal average, all the way down to the Rio Grande Valley to Mexico. That is an extreme Arctic outbreak heading your way. And let's zoom into the actual wind chills. And these are, by the time it actually gets here, you got to understand, Arctic air is the coldest, deepest, driest air you can have. And a lot of it's shallow. So, 3-4 days out, these models aren't going to actually pick on the intensity of this cold. But, I expect it to even be a little colder than this and what it's picking up on. Here's the latest European model, but I like to use the NAM model, which is the mesoscale model. It's able to pick up some of the colder air, but you can't see it until within 60 hours. So, but right now you've got teens showing up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and these are wind chills all the way down to San Antonio and the central part of Texas, 20s in Houston. So this is some pretty chilly air. You're going to have to really bundle up in Texas. And, these are the temperatures. Like I said, last year at around this time frame, we hit 25 in Dallas, 24 in San Antonio, and we're probably going to break that this year. The record is 21 degrees in Dallas Fort Worth. It's spitting out those numbers, and like I said, depends on how we clear out, and with light winds and clear skies, we could easily probably get down in the teens in a lot of these places, but 20s in the central Texas, almost historic cold for this time of year, freezing. I mean, all the way down to the deep. The only place that's not gonna freeze in Texas is essentially Brownsville and McAllen areas down in the deep south. But much of Louisiana and Arkansas in the 20s, and much of Oklahoma. If we extend it out to the actual southeastern states and kind of zoom in there, widespread 20s, teens showing up, 20, these are all hard freezes. So you're going to have to, cover your pipes this early on. Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, into Georgia. And yes, I had a lot of comments about Florida, is Florida going to miss out? No, actually not. The following day, it actually even gets colder. So, this will actually extend. It's coming in the central part of the United States Monday and Tuesday, and it'll swing east Wednesday and Thursday. So this is Thursday, where it's still going to have widespread 20s in Louisiana, Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, the Carolinas, into Tennessee. And yes, eventually by Thursday, you will start feeling it in Florida, where I do expect a freeze in much of the panhandle here, but even getting down to potentially low of, like, say 50 in Orlando. So that's not too shabby for this time of year. That's for much welcome chilly air, even though it's only going to maybe stay around for a day or two. I think you guys in Florida will take that all day long. So if we zoom into Florida, and this, of course, this is next Thursday, but a lot of these areas, I think, in the panhandle will be freezing, if not a little bit below freezing, as this cold air entrenches down. The only place that's, even the 60s aren't bad compared to, what y'all been experiencing deep all the way down in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. But like I said, the dividing lines typically about Clearwater, Orlando, 50s, and then pushing up to the mid 50s, and then eventually Jacksonville, mid 40s. And then once you get into Tallahassee and some of the panhandle area, I think you will drop to near freezing, if not below freezing, in some of these locations coming up next Thursday, even down into Florida. So you got a lot to look forward to next week. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. I just kind of give you a quick recap of the Arctic air that's coming in next week. And I'm going to be working on my official winter forecast for this weekend that I'm going to put out. So please subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you'll get notified when that is released. And so definitely catch me in the next video where I'll protect you before and after the storm.